Hello and welcome to Real Talk. My name is Nicole Boramming and I am the Fortitude Coach. And with me, I have Miss.
Hi, I am Kylie Ota, and I am your empowerment coach of the day, of the hour.
Nice. Beautiful. Today on Real Talk, we're going to cover resistance to change. Oh wow. That's a heavy topic, you know. We talk about how change is a must. In order for society to advance, we must have change. Change, 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 change. Well, the problem with change is uncomfortable and change sucks. Sometimes change means you have to let go of something that you're very familiar with and something that you kind of love a lot. So we're going to jump in there and talk about what are some of the things that happens with this resistance to change and how you can be better equipped to deal with it. Right, Kylie?
Yes. Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I've come across with myself, also my clients, is, and we touched on this last time, is not really committing to the change. I'll say it one more time. Not committing to even the idea of change. You know, there's so many times where it's like we want something that's on the other side of our transformation. And, you know, it's really hard for someone to actually commit to the change for the long haul. So for me, I love to work with clients one-on-one over a long period of time because there are these layers that we have, you know? It's like when you first meet someone, right?
Yeah.
Stages of dating. Let's just talk about that for a sec. So, because right, this is all about commitment, right?
Right.
So walk up to someone and be like, hey, what's up? You know, can I buy you a drink? And it's like, you know, because accepting that drink is a sort of commitment. Like, oh, if I accept his drink, that means I'm going to and commit to talking to him until I'm done with the drink or perhaps all night long. So, you know, there's a level of commitment, and then you will have to therefore change something that you had already planned for that evening. Like, say if you're with your girlfriends and you had gone out, and now it's like, oh, now I'm going to commit to talking to this one person. And, you know, you kind of have to decide if you actually want to commit. And then, you know, you can take it further along and like, oh, do I want to have a second date with this guy? Or, sorry, you know, in second date, you just got a drink. So maybe first date, and do you want a second date? And all the way up to like, do I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? And, you know, change is like that. You know, it's a slow and ongoing process. You know?
Yeah.
You commit to this thing, you know, and as coaches, we won't take you through like, okay, you need to like cut your neck off and give me your legs and I'm gonna put you back. It's about, you know, like changing slowly.
Yes, yeah. And I'm so happy as coaches we don't cut off their necks and take the no, I don't know what just happened.
I think I'll look at
okay.
Mr. Potato Head kind of thing where you
can
parts.
No, Mr. Potato Head's going on.
Right, but it's all about, or how about let's take plastic surgery. So let's say I got like a little nip and tuck and a whatever. I mean, I just like all natural herbs and spices to help give me this youthful glow. But if you're into that plastic surgery kind of thing, right? If you went ahead and got like this whole like chin implant, nose implant, blah, 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 and you changed how you look in one go, people won't recognize you and it won't feel or even look natural, right? So when we talk about, you know, committing to the change, it's not about committing and you're like, oh my God, I have to commit to this huge, huge, huge thing. Well, all it takes is committing to, okay, one baby step into the change. Another baby step. Because if you change too quickly and your limiting beliefs don't line up or what you believe don't line up, you will resist the change that's happening. So let's take weight loss, for example. If you are a couch potato, going to the gym 5 days a week at 5:30 in the morning and cutting out all carbs and, drinking only water if you're used to drinking soda, turkey, it won't last. If you want the change to last, you have to do little micro commitments over a long period of time in order for your brain to adjust to the change that's going to be happening. Because when we look at change, if it's too big, again, that's where our fear steps in. That's where our body will react. Our brain will react. Our body will respond accordingly to fear and, through fear and anxiety symptoms. And we will resist the change. Like, no matter how much we say we want it, or, we feel like we want to commit, there is limiting beliefs are real. It might sound wooey or whatever. And if you don't believe it, then maybe you're resistant to change. But there is something, like, people call it a glass ceiling, why we are resistant to change. And if we don't commit to those little micro commitments, you will fall off the wagon. So that's probably why some of these habits that you probably made at the beginning of the year, January, all these resolutions that you made at the beginning of the year, and look at where you are now. A lot of that change probably didn't happen if you tried to take on more than you could chew in one sitting.
Yeah, I can see that. And that brings us to the next point, which is on me, which is the recommitment to the change. So Kylie's been talking about it and how it's the micro steps, it's the small things that you do, So it's the recommitment. It's the daily recommitting yourself as you move forward. It's feeling that resistance, but moving on anyway. Committing to the results you want and not succumbing to that feeling of resistance. Taking up measures to create less resistance, because resistance is going to happen because you have to get uncomfortable. But there's a way to do it so the body is not overworked, the body's not responding incorrectly, the mind is not throwing up extra things. So it's about that recommitment. So daily recommitting to what you need to do, daily deciding that even if yesterday didn't go well, I'm still committed to the end result that I'm looking for. So these are the things that we're kind of encouraging you when it comes to resistance to change, because it's real. And a lot of us out there are feeling this resistance to change. Oh, I don't want to give this up. Oh, I don't want to give that up. And basically what we're telling you is, don't worry about the hurricanes. Your mind is telling you, oh my gosh, there's this big typhoon coming. But what we're trying to tell you, it's the termites that will do the most damage. So if you can nip away like a termite, don't worry about that big old thing coming your way, because the house is going to fall.
Right.
Okay. So it's just being able to take those smaller steps that is going to be to your advantage. But it's that recommitting to that end goal and being flexible along the way, because yes, things are going to happen. It's not going to go smoothly. One of the things I noticed too for a lot of my clients is realizing that they are unable to see past right now, because there's so much resistance right now, and because it seems so hard, and they're pushing and they're trying, and it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. They start to lose the vision of why they began. They can't see past the now. As much as we want to encourage you to be present in what's going on in your life, you have to be able to take your mind's eye beyond what is now. And that's what vision is. It's beginning to see something, more hope, more value, just more. A lot of things I talk about is sometimes we just want more and we don't even know what that more is. And that's okay, because that's good. That's a good friction going on there. That's creating a gap that you need to fix. But is there going to be some kind of a bump? Yeah, there's going to be resistance, and that's real. But as you begin to stop and go, you know what? What is this I'm feeling? Because I know I want more. I know I want, but what's this thing I'm rubbing up against? That thing you're rubbing up against is resistance. What do you want to do about it? Are you going to succumb to the resistance? Or are you going to find a way to move forward? Are you going to recommit to what you need to do? Because whatever change you're trying to do, I don't care what the change is, it's not going to be a smooth path. If that's what you're expecting, you're not looking for change. I don't know quite sure what you're looking for, but it's not change. Because change is not something that happens, without any effort. Everything that changes took place by effort. It was either by some type of sweat, some type of work. Somebody's brow was sweating to make that thing occur. Okay? So definitely a lack of vision is something that kind of becomes a resistance in you changing and moving from where you are to where you want to be. So 2 things I would like to shout, there's number 1, recommit daily. And number 2, if you've lost your vision, please find it. It's 100%. You need your vision in order to move from where you are to where you want to be. Okay? Kylie, what you got?
And so the other thing that I wanted to bring up while you were talking is like, a lot of the times people keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
How many of you guys out there have heard that the definition of insanity is, let me read it just so I don't screw it up, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result?
Yeah. Wow. Hello. I know we've heard it because everybody's been saying it lately. But yeah, it's true. It's true. It's a good one.
Right. And, like how many times have you tried to look at the pieces of your life? Because I've done it. I'm like, okay, I have XYZ that I need to fit into this container.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, how many different ways can I adjust the puzzle pieces in order to fit? It's like kind of when you go to Costco and you're trying to pack up your trunk. You're trying to fit it all in. You're like, how can I fit toilet paper and
what else?
And the water bottles and with my husband's golf clubs. Oh God,
oh wow!
But you're trying to fit something and rearrange the pieces when actually what you need to do is get different pieces. You're trying to do the same thing over and over again. I mean, not to discount the pieces that God has dealt you in your life, because God knows I've been dealt a lot of crappy pieces in my life. And no doubt, like Nicole also has some crappy pieces that she's had to deal with. But, I've worked with a therapist, I've worked with coaches to help me reframe those boxes and like, yeah, maybe I don't need to buy a 24 case of water or toilet tissue. I can just go to Long's or CVS and just buy a small one just for now. Like, I'm not saying don't discount the future, because of course we always have to have that vision, but what do you just need for right now? And what are the different pieces that need to be readjusted so that you're not repeating the same things over and over again? Again, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Your trunk is going to stay the same size unless you upgrade your car or you change the pieces that fit into your trunk. You can only do so much with what you have. And maybe it's time to upgrade a few pieces of your life so that you can actually fit what you want to fit into your life. Get the results that you've been trying to achieve all this time, and you're just probably working with the wrong pieces. Do something different. Invest in yourself, invest in the change that needs to happen. Because if you're anything like Nicole or I, you want bigger results for your life. You're sick and tired of being here stuck. And you are like, God, I was meant for more. God, why have I been dealt these crappy pieces of my life? And it's like, part of my story is, I'll share more of the crappy pieces of life that I've been dealt with on future broadcasts, but there was a whole lot of reframing and things that I had to do to get me to readjust my pieces. And if you're ready to readjust and reframe your pieces, you can go ahead and reach out to either me or Nicole, and we'd love to help you get there. Yeah, so one way you can reach us is through my website, alohaunveiled.com, or also on social media. Just follow me at Aloha Unveiled on Instagram, Twitter, or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Aloha Unveiled. And I would love to connect with you and talk to you and see what kind of pieces you'd like to change and see if we can't get you there, right? Stop repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Start believing and let's just do something different this time.
All right. Beautiful. All right. And for myself, I mean, Kylie left us with a lot of good stuff, guys. For myself, my name is Nicole Boremi. I'm the Fortitude Coach on Facebook, Instagram, but you can also get connected with me through join.fortitudecoach.com. Get notified about all the great things we have going on. Kylie and I are futuristically talking about doing some webinars. So if you get connected with one of us, you'll be able to know about those. So we highly encourage you to jump on there and get connected to us so that you know when we're on, what we're talking about, and what's going on. We have lots of tools to share with you, so we would love to hear from you. Once again, my name is Nicole Boremi. I am the Fortitude Coach, and we have
Kylie Kumalai-Ota, your empowerment coach. And thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. So please subscribe to my page, Nicole's page. Get the help that you need, and don't stay stuck. We're here for you.
Beautiful.
Love you.
Have a good one.
Yes.
Aloha. Bye-bye.